In 2004, a massive tsunami struck the coast of Sri Lanka. The waves brought devastation, but amidst the tragedy, a curious observation emerged. Wildlife at Yala National Park, usually teeming with life, was noticeably absent. Elephants had moved to higher ground, and flamingos had abandoned their nests. It seemed as though the animals knew what was coming, long before the sirens wailed. This event, along with countless others, begs the question: do animals possess a sixth sense, an uncanny ability to predict natural disasters? The idea of animals sensing impending doom has captivated humankind for centuries. Anecdotal evidence abounds, from dogs barking incessantly before earthquakes to birds taking flight before storms. These stories, passed down through generations, suggest a deep connection between animals and the natural world, a connection that we, in our modern world, may have lost touch with. The Sri Lankan tsunami, however, provides a powerful modern example, prompting us to examine these age-old beliefs with a scientific lens. Can we truly attribute the animal's behavior to a sixth sense, or are there other, more rational explanations? Throughout history, countless tales describe unusual animal behavior preceding natural disasters. From the depths of the ocean to the treetops, animals seem to exhibit an uncanny awareness of impending threats. Before the 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan, for example, eyewitnesses reported seeing birds fleeing inland and dogs becoming agitated and disoriented. These observations align with reports from the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, where animals as diverse as elephants, tigers, and snakes reportedly sought higher ground before the waves hit. The patterns observed are not limited to large-scale events like tsunamis and earthquakes. Farmers and pet owners often note unusual behavior in their animals before storms. Cattle may huddle together, horses may become restless, and dogs may whine or hide. Even seemingly insignificant creatures like ants and earthworms have been observed altering their behavior before earthquakes, lending credence to the idea that animals possess an innate sensitivity to environmental changes that elude humans. While these anecdotes offer compelling narratives, it is crucial to delve into the science behind these observations. How can we move beyond anecdotal evidence and explore the biological mechanisms that might explain these phenomena? Scientists propose various theories to explain how animals might sense impending disasters. One prominent theory focuses on infrasound. Infrasound refers to extremely low-frequency sound waves that humans cannot hear. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and storms generate powerful infrasound waves that travel long distances. Animals with sensitive hearing, such as elephants, whales, and dogs, may detect these infrasound signals long before humans or even our most sophisticated instruments can. Another theory centers on electromagnetism. Earthquakes, for instance, can create electromagnetic disturbances in the Earth's crust. Some animals, like sharks and birds, possess a sensory organ that allows them to detect changes in electromagnetic fields. These animals might perceive subtle shifts in the Earth's magnetic field as a warning sign. While these theories offer plausible explanations, they are not without their limitations. Further research is needed to fully understand the complex interplay of sensory perception, animal behavior, and environmental cues. While the idea of a sixth sense is intriguing, skeptics caution against attributing animal behavior solely to supernatural abilities. They argue that many of the reported instances of animals predicting disasters could be coincidental or have simpler explanations. For example, dogs may bark excessively before storms due to changes in barometric pressure, which can affect their sensitive ears. Skeptics also point out that animals are constantly interacting with their environment, and their behavior can vary for numerous reasons unrelated to disasters. A change in routine, the presence of predators, or even subtle shifts in weather patterns could all influence animal behavior. Attributing every unusual action to a sixth sense risks oversimplifying the complex lives of animals and neglecting other potential explanations. While skepticism is healthy, it is essential to approach this topic with an open mind. Dismissing anecdotal evidence entirely could prevent us from uncovering valuable insights into animal behavior and the natural world. The challenge in studying animal premonitions lies in the unpredictable nature of natural disasters. and the difficulty in replicating these events in controlled environments. However, scientists have made some progress in understanding how animals might sense changes in their surroundings. Researchers at the US Geological Survey, for example, have observed unusual behavior in toads before earthquakes. The toads abandoned their breeding sites several days before a nearby earthquake and only returned after the aftershocks subsided. While this study doesn't definitively prove that toads can predict earthquakes, it suggests a correlation between their behavior and seismic activity. Further research is crucial to determine whether this behavior is a reliable indicator of impending earthquakes or simply a response to other environmental changes associated with seismic events. The possibility of animals possessing senses beyond our own is both fascinating and humbling. While we rely heavily on sight and sound, many animals have evolved remarkable sensory adaptations that allow them to perceive the world in ways we can only imagine. Consider the incredible olfactory senses of dogs, capable of detecting minute traces of scent, or the echolocation abilities of bats, allowing them to navigate in complete darkness. These examples highlight the vastness of the sensory world that remains largely hidden from us. It is plausible, then, that animals may perceive subtle environmental cues indicative of impending disasters that our own senses simply cannot detect. Perhaps they can sense changes in barometric pressure, electromagnetic fields, or even the release of gases from the Earth that precede earthquakes or volcanic eruptions. The key to unraveling this mystery lies in further scientific inquiry and a willingness to consider explanations that challenge our current understanding of the natural world. Regardless of whether animals possess a true sixth sense or are simply highly attuned to their environment, their behavior can provide valuable insights for humans. By paying close attention to animal behavior, we might be able to glean early warning signs of impending disasters. Indigenous cultures have long relied on animal behavior as a natural disaster prediction system. For example, in the Andaman Islands, indigenous communities observed animals fleeing to higher ground before the 2004 tsunami and were able to warn others, saving countless lives. By combining traditional knowledge with modern scientific methods, we can develop more comprehensive early warning systems that incorporate animal behavior as a valuable indicator. This approach could prove particularly beneficial in areas prone to natural disasters, offering a crucial window of opportunity for preparedness and evacuation. The debate surrounding animals' ability to predict disasters is complex and multifaceted. While anecdotal evidence is abundant, providing compelling narratives of unusual animal behavior before significant events, scientific evidence remains inconclusive. Some researchers believe that animals possess heightened senses, allowing them to detect subtle environmental changes that elude humans. Others argue that observed behavioral changes are coincidental or can be attributed to more mundane explanations. The lack of a definitive answer only fuels further inquiry. Continued research is essential to determine whether animals possess a true sixth sense or if their apparent predictive abilities stem from a heightened sensitivity to their environment. This exploration requires a multidisciplinary approach, combining expertise from animal behaviorists, seismologists, meteorologists, and other relevant fields. The question of whether animals possess a sixth sense for disasters may remain unanswered for years to come. However, the pursuit of this knowledge offers valuable insights into the natural world and our place within it. It reminds us that animals, in many ways, are far more in tune with their surroundings than we are. Their senses are attuned to subtle cues that we often miss, and their survival depends on their ability to respond to these cues. By studying animal behavior, we not only gain a deeper appreciation for the diversity and complexity of life on Earth, but also open ourselves to the possibility of learning from our animal counterparts. Whether we attribute their apparent predictive abilities to a sixth sense or simply a heightened sensitivity to their environment, one thing is certain: animals have much to teach us about our planet and the delicate balance that sustains us all.